Ladies and gentlemen, this is important information about Ron DeSantis. As a Republican and as a person who was his #1 supporter and campaigner, I was even on his Instagram post by him in a wheelchair shaking his hand at one of the events, of the multiple events I have seen him at. Now, understand this. #1, Ron DeSantis, when he signed a bill to make it illegal to protest in front of someone's house. People like I, who are disabled and use a cane to get around and was in a wheelchair for years, understand this. We are not able to stand for long periods of time. We need to sit down, so we need to be able to protest in front of a house, #1. #2, he violated ADA, Title 3 of the ADA federal law. #2, he went on ahead and he made that if you assault a child, you molest a child. Yes, I love children, but I'm the only one going out there protecting children as much as possible. Beginning of school, during school year, after school year, holidays, and everything else, and also protesting the dances and the modeling and everything. But check this out: the United States Supreme Court ruled you cannot be sentenced to death unless the rape victim died. Now, Ron DeSantis doesn't care about the United States Supreme Court because he doesn't care about anything. So far, he violated federal law, violated the United States Supreme Court ruling. Personally, as a person who grew up Catholic and I believe in science, I believe that no matter what, the death penalty should never be there. It doesn't matter what. At the end of the day, if someone's trying to kill you, you kill them to save your life, that's acceptable, self-defense. But when someone's already in custody, killing someone is heartless and careless, and you're just being the same as them for killing somebody. Life in prison, punishment. That's that. Then #3, making it illegal for homeless people to sleep out in public. Understand, #1, most homeless people I've met don't drink or smoke. I know a lot of them don't drink or smoke. #1. #2, a lot of them are disabled and are not able to get benefits due to financial situations that happened in the past. Many of those financial situations are reasons why they end up homeless. They owe money, they can't get benefits because they got more than they should have, or they got it when they shouldn't have, or someone committed a crime, or etc., etc., etc. So there's a lot of people who cannot get benefits, and that's why they're homeless. So if you put them into a camp, #1, that's unconstitutional. The United States Supreme Court ruled in rulings in the past that you cannot put people in camps. Not Japanese, that's why they had to remove them. You cannot lock people up against their will. You cannot force them to live with anybody else. And on top of that, you have the fact that if you do arrest a homeless person for sleeping in one area, they get to the TGK, they get out, they have to get all the way back to where they were to do whatever they were doing. You have to provide transportation, but you're not doing that. So on top of that, a lot of homeless people have jobs and have storage units and go in and out their storage unit every day for their clothes and different things. So if you arrest them because they're sleeping on the side or a chair or on the floor or whatever, then they're going to miss work. So you're affecting them ultimately. So there's so many more things about that. There's also disabled people who are homeless, clean people who don't drink or smoke and have jobs, etc., etc. There's a lot of them. So you're not helping the cause by just saying, oh, they're all drinking and using drugs, etc., etc. Plus, Ron DeSantis said that you have the ability, not in these exact words, but he stated that basically going down, you should have the right or something to go down the sidewalk without being accosted by a homeless person. I've never been accosted by a homeless person my entire life. I've been accosted by non-homeless people all the time. I've been almost killed by non-homeless people all the time. So you have non-homeless people, the percentage of non-homeless people versus the percentage of homeless people. There are basically, literally, no exaggeration, 99% more non-homeless people that are more dangerous to the world than the 1% of the homeless population is to everyone else. That's a cold hard fact. Then you have law enforcement does not enforce the laws against most people most of the time. So therefore, you have homeless people that are already suffering financially and some financially, mental, and other reasons. But then when you have them not being taken seriously when they are a victim of a crime, which happens all the time, I actually have a lot of that documented. So it's one thing to say it, but it's another thing when you have GoPro recording, Sony Handycam video camera recording, Canon Mark II 6D photography and video recording, cell phone recording, and even body cam recording evidence that has happened not once, not twice, not 5 times, not 7 times, not 15 times, but over 15 times. The count, I believe it was at 17 times. I had that documented. So law enforcement endangers the community, and including homeless people. I have proof that the law enforcement not doing their job has actually caused homeless people to suffer and not be able to get the help that they need, which if the police would do their job, then homeless people would be able to sue those people by going after their insurance company. And a lot of homeless people wouldn't be homeless if law enforcement would do their job. Then, if you look it up, you're going to see the state makes it literally impossible. I'm saying 99% impossible for a homeless person to get an ID. Without ID, you can't get their stuff done. So what the government needs to do is they need to first and foremost stop violating the law, stop violating rights, and they need to understand that don't be prejudiced, don't be hateful, and you need to solve what's causing people to be homeless, not going and punishing them once they're homeless. Because you can't say all black people use drugs and are going to commit a crime, let's lock up all black people. You couldn't do it with the Japanese, and have the black people, you can't do it with the homeless people. Alright? Love is the answer, peace. I love you. And yes, as you may see, and I don't care because I know some people are going to make the comment, yeah, I'm in the bathroom making this video right now, but I'm actually eating KFC, which is delicious, baby. You gotta love chicken, baby. And so I know I get a lot of people make heartless comments towards, some of the videos that I post where I am document law enforcement not doing the job, county commissioners, etc., etc. But understand this: those who would rather take the time to make fun of a person, their teeth, their recording the location, and etc., 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 and instead of taking that time to listen and educate yourself solely, or listen and educate yourself and then go out and make a difference. For every moment you spend typing negative stuff, you can use that same time typing positive stuff. You can be sharing the video. You should be contacting your local officials and state officials, all of them, senators, commissioners, mayors, even in areas that you don't live in, all throughout the state, not just the state, but around the country. Make the road a better road. People always talk, but they don't want to walk. Meanwhile, I have a titanium rod from my right leg, from my right knee to my right foot. I have to my ankle. I have one massive ulcer on my right foot, two on my left foot. I'm type 2 diabetic. I got massive damage to my teeth from motorcycle and bicycle accidents. Have no insurance. I get no benefits at all whatsoever from the government because I myself have suffered because of the government not doing their job. And unless I have money for a law firm, and it's going to take me over $100,000, so most likely $300,000 and more to go after them, I can't get nothing. So instead of being prejudiced, help people. Okay? But meanwhile, by the way, the churches, Google it, the Archdiocese, U.S. Archdiocese, was found to have a minimum of $19.5 billion cash. Churches have billions. They violate the law by saying donate to us for the poor, but they never help the poor. That's a crime to lock up the churches and lock up other organizations that don't do their job. Peace and love.